The hosts of Bracketology are experts in nothing. They claim no advanced knowledge or profound insights. Instead, they are just three judgmental idiots who really like to bloviate their own opinions whenever given the chance. Take what they have to say with a grain of salt, or not at all. You'll probably be better off that way.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. I've decided it's everyone's favorite segment, and that's when I bring another game show to the table. So I guess I need to share my screen so you guys can see. Hey, that's copyright. Calm that down. Boom. This week, I'm bringing you serial actor, serial killer, or serial tycoon. I'm going to give you the name of a person, followed by three options that describes them either as a serial actor, a serial killer, or a serial tycoon. You have to tell me which one they are. Rules of the game are pretty simple.
What do you mean by serial tycoon?
Like somebody who was significant in
the cereal industry?
The cereal industry, yes. That is correct.
Kellogg.
And serial actor, are we talking about like just actors that are generally in series?
Yes, typically. Yep.
Okay.
I will tell you right now.
Movie stars.
Right. Yeah. No.
But television stars.
Yeah. No. You're not going to see like Robert Downey Jr. on this list. That would be a little easy. You're also not going to see Kellogg on this list because a little easy. Are you ready?
No.
Is his name just Kellogg? Just one word?
I don't remember what his first name. John Kellogg, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's just Kellogg at this point. All right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
irrelevant.
Sure. Go for it.
All right. First one. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know there was going to be animation. H.H. Holmes.
Serial killer.
Wow. Slow down.
Oh, sorry. Matt.
I didn't even read the options.
I don't know what to tell you. I know his name.
Did H.H. Holmes appear in 27 episodes of Married with Children? B, develop the first cereal sold in boxes instead of barrels. God damn. Or C, confessed to 27 murders in Chicago.
Dan.
Matt, I'm not gonna be that dickheadish.
I mean, C, he confessed to murders in Chicago. He was it was the murder hotel, basically, at the World's Fair in 1913, I think, somewhere around there. He used to carve out like special hallways in his house that he would let people stay in, and they had trap doors to drop them into an acid bath shit. Anyway, let's see.
That point goes to Dan because Matt stole all my thunder.
Well, I'm sorry. Look, there are a few things that I find very intriguing.
I'm worried about you and your hobbies now. Yes.
You should have known when you were creating this that Matt was going to know every serial killer on this list.
Why should I have known that? Why does anybody have that knowledge?
Yes, I knew that as soon as you said serial killers. I was like, Matt's going to know them all.
I'm a basic white bitch. Is really what it comes down to.
Matt is correct. H.H. Holmes was a famous con artist and serial killer who built the murder castle, as it was called. He only had 9 confirmed murders, even though he admitted to 27. The strange thing being that some of the 27 people he admitted to killing were still alive. So definitely unright in the head. You were a little off on years, though, because he was definitely killed May 7th, 1896.
That was close. It's still the World Fair, by the way.
Yes, it was still. The murder castle was built in and around the World's Fair. He was attracting people from that into his hotel of horrors.
Question.
Okay.
Based off this picture here, where would you rank him on sexiest mustache?
I mean, that one's it's not bad. It's a little wispy on the edges, though.
It is. I mean, it's a pretty powerful mustache. Yeah. All right. Next.
You want me to wait until you get through all the options first?
Like that there's all this animation. I didn't intend for that. Jack Coleman, A, appeared in 13 episodes of The Office. B, former patient of Dr. Kellogg that went on to develop Wheaties. Or C, nicknamed the Vampire of Sacramento because of his penchant for consuming human blood.
Dan.
Dan, go ahead.
Bullshit.
I'm going with B.
I was coughing. That's not fair.
Matt, would you like to also provide an answer?
Meaning
A.
mine's wrong.
I'll go with A because I don't know him if he's a serial killer.
So fun fact, in the making of this, all the wrong answers are still real things. So you're both correct in that it's not C. He's not the vampire of Sacramento, but that was a real serial killer. Also, there was a former patient of Dr. Kellogg that went on to develop Wheaties, but the point again goes to Matt. You do know Jack Coleman. He played the Senator Rob Lipton on The Office. He's also known as Horn-Rimmed Glasses or HRG from Heroes.
Yeah.
He actually started his career on Days of Our Lives way back in the day with 117 episodes of that.
Hot damn. Who'd have thought?
Look at that.
The other World's Fair was 1933. I was off by 20 years. I had to look it up.
Yeah, look at that butt chin. He's got a strong butt chin. Anyway, next. This is annoying. John Michael Higgins. A, starred in 20 episodes of Saved by the Bell. B, dog food inventor that transitioned in creating the cereal Chex. Or C, a Canadian pig farmer accused of killing 26 women and mixing their remains with ground pork.
John Michael Higgins. Matt. We're going to go with B.
B, dog food inventor that transitioned into creating Chex cereal.
Do I get to put an entry in?
Go ahead, Dan. It's a very loose rule system we have here.
I'll go with A.
Starred in 20 episodes of Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
You are correct. He's played small bit parts in Seinfeld, Boston Legal, CSI, Glee, Community, Drunk History. He was in Pitch Perfect, and he's been in many more things. Very familiar face.
Was that his like most serial? Like, is that the most episodes he's been in for?
Yeah, it was kind of like the one with he played like a principal in like one of the offshoot Saved by the Bell seasons that lasted a season type thing. So it was like his most recurring role. But yeah, that was it. He's been in a bunch of stuff though. All right, good job. Score is unknown because I haven't been keeping track. Next, Eugene Kolke, a bit player in 3 episodes of Arrested Development. Art director responsible for creating Tony the Tiger, or Ukraine's most prolific serial killer known as the Terminator due to killing 52 people over 7 years. Matt.
I'll go with C because that does seem like a Ukrainian name.
Okay.
I'm going to go with B.
B, art director responsible for creating Tony the Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I do appreciate you catching on to my attention to detail. I did take his name and purposely look for one that was look for a serial killer that would fit that kind of name recognition. The Terminator killing 52 people over 7 years in Ukraine is a real person, but not Eugene Kolke. Eugene is responsible. He was an art director at Leo Burnett, one of the largest advertising companies in the world, developed Tony the Tiger in 1952. Along with Tony the Tiger, Frosted Flakes had 3 other original mascots, Katie Kangaroo, Elmo Elephant, and Newt New, but they were all scrapped later because Tony was the only one that actually caught on.
Newt
That's because he's great.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you seen the new Tony the Tiger? It's bullshit.
Wait, why?
Google the new Tony the Tiger. It's real. It destroys our childhoods.
New Tony the Tiger. Because he's like all 3D and whatever?
No, they did a
it's like
a simplified, like minimalized version.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a throwback to the like cartoon mascots of like the.
Yeah, really dislike it. That's not my Tony.
It's kind of. I mean, yeah, it's like a throwback to the original. Oh, look, there's a picture of Katie Kangaroo on the website there too, back in 1952. No mention of Newt New though. I guess that one was nowhere near popular enough. All right, so that was what point for Dan?
Dan, yeah.
So it's 2-2.
2-2. All right, tiebreaker.
Best I've ever done.
Paul John Knowles. A, Tim Taylor's Binford boss in 18 episodes of Home Improvement. B, pioneered co-branding with the first Mr. T cereal. C, called the Casanova Killer due to his use of charisma and charm to kill 18 people. Dan.
Paul John Knowles is C, the Casanova Killer.
Matt, would you like to weigh in here?
Yeah, let's see.
You are correct. Yeah, it is C, the Casanova killer. He was on record confessing to 18 victims, but believed to be responsible for 35. He attempted to escape while being transported and was killed by the police. I showed my wife this, and she took one look at it, and went, "Well, he is handsome." I was like, "So you would have fallen victim." Good to know. Yes. Dan, I think that's your first win, isn't it?
Yeah.
This was a shorter game.
You didn't want to do an Ashton Kutcher?
What do you mean, Ashton Kutcher?
You could have done Ashton Kutcher and it would have counted for 2. Because he's a serial actor from That 70s Show, but he also, while going to school and getting his master's degree, worked in the Kellogg's factory sweeping floors.
Does that make him a serial tycoon? I didn't change the word there. It still says magnate. I didn't like that word. Does that make him a serial tycoon that he swept floors in the Kellogg factory?
He was connected to it.
Can I have another follow-up question? Why the fuck do you know that?
Look, I know very random information, random things and stuff, and sometimes I put that to good use.
Yeah, no, that's just I'm with you. Like, bar trivia, love it. How does one learn that Ashton Kutcher was a janitor at the Kellogg factory?
Stalk him.
Reddit.
You also misspelled cereal.
I did, didn't I? Right there, I left off a whole E. Wonderful. You know what's great? Almost no one watches this on YouTube, so it's
I do.
Although now that you said it on the podcast, I guess everyone
Watch us on YouTube.
That I don't know how to spell. Yes, watch us on YouTube so you can see Dan's celebratory shimmy from his first victory in a trivia game brought to the podcast, and to see my terrible spelling and poor planning of the. It's really a shit show over here, guys. This is what we got. Enjoy
We're
it.
doing our best.
Take it or leave it. All 12 of you.
14.
Ooh, serial killers / actors / killers /
Who's your favorite
tycoons.
serial actor and or killer and or tycoon?
Let us
in the
know
comments.
Oh, I thought you were asking us.
No,
Yeah,
also
get in
you.
the
Go ahead,
comments.
Matt. Who's your favorite serial killer? You seem to know a bunch.
I don't know that I have a favorite. The most
That's
interesting.
good, honestly.
The most interesting are honestly the big ones, right? Like the Charles Manson, who technically isn't a serial killer, I guess, but he orchestrated it all. John Wayne Gacy is very interesting. I think that might be why I hate clowns.
That's understandable.
And yeah, it's fair.
None of them are my favorite. They're just interesting. I want that to be stated and very, very clear for the record.
Favorite is a specific word choice in this scenario, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dan, how about you? Do you have a favorite serial tycoon?
No. To be honest with you, it's because I just don't know enough about the people that create cereals. I also don't have a favorite serial killer, though. I'm much more
actor?
interested in like cult leaders and how you can convince somebody that because an asteroid is coming near Earth, they should all drink Kool-Aid and wear Nikes. Like,
You just mixed up like 3 different cults and it bothers me real bad.
I'm just saying, like, the ability of somebody to do that and the psychology of cults is both terrifying and fascinating.
You know what surprises me is how many people don't know about Jonestown. It really bothers me.
It bothers me that it wasn't Kool-Aid. It was Flavor Aid.
It was
and
Flavor
people get it
Aid.
wrong all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, the colloquialism is drank the Kool-Aid
Sure,
nowadays,
sure.
Yeah.
but it comes from Jonestown, and people still don't know about it. Like, you go look for a movie on it.
All right. I think we have some future podcast episodes coming up here. It sounds like we have some topics. Look forward to those in later episodes. In the meantime, get in the comments. Let us know your favorite serial tycoon or killer or actor.
Yay!
Hello, and welcome back to Bracketology, the podcast that definitively decides all things tournament bracket style. Oompa Loompa Doopity Dub. I'm the co-host they call Scott Grubb.
You can call me Agent M, Matt Robinson.
Eagle. I'm Dan Default.
This week, we jump into round 3 of our Spiciest HR Tea. That's TEA. As we go over, we got 4 pretty, I think, tightly contested matchups to go through today to determine really where we get down into our semifinals. We've narrowed the field down. We started with 32. Here we are now. Did we come up with a thing for our 8?
We did.
That was a long time ago.
We can't remember it. It was shoot.
The Earl Grey 8.
Earl Grey 8.
That's right. I was over here racking my brain trying to think about the HR aspects. No, it was a stupid tea pun. That makes sense. All right. It was me that said it too, wasn't it?
I think it was Dan, actually. I think. I could be wrong.
I have a hard time believing Dan's sophisticated enough to know what
Hey.
Earl Grey is.
I think of all of us, Dan probably drinks tea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my wife loves an Earl Grey and
Does-
a London Fog. So
closest
I'm
I would
very
get to-
familiar.
The closest Dan gets to drinking tea is microwaving Mountain Dew.
No, that's gross. But also, Jean-Luc Picard liked his Earl Grey hot.
It's because it's the only way to drink Earl Grey is hot. Nobody drinks cold Earl Grey.
Can I get an
That's
iced Earl Grey?
That's insane.
I
I'm
like
not even British, and I feel like I should slap you for that.
Personally, I like my tea the McDonald's way. Sugar water
Yeah.
that somebody has whispered the word tea into. I like a side of diabetes with my tea.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to tea. Like when I was growing up, my mom, this is a super segue. My mom would do like iced tea with lemon, and then she would do sweet and low instead of sugar inside of it. So I did that, but then I put like 17 packs of sweet and low in it. Fucking delicious. Real bad. Not good in any way. Anyway, let me drink my fake sugar soda.
Yeah, I take a sip of Diet Mountain Dew as well.
Cheers, gentlemen.
I like how just a few episodes ago we had a brief conversation about how we were going to count the number of times we said the F word in a single episode because we were talking about how they were doing it with dinosaurs. This episode, we started with a conversation about tea.
We're sophisticated.
We
We are.
diverted. We're
we
not
are high-end-
sophisticated. We talked about how we don't drink tea.
We are high-end gentle people.
Yeah, sure. All right, we should get started on this. First off, right out of the gates, Sacred Heart Hospital from Scrubs versus the agency otherwise known as ISIS from Archer.
I mean, all right. So first thing that we have to remember is going to be that we are looking at this from the lens of the world of the show, right? I don't know that I have a actual dog in this fight. Sacred Heart Hospital has a lot of HR issues, from what I understand, especially with their bosses. The agency, lots of coke, lots of fucking, lots of drinking on the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how normal is that in the world?
I mean, I'd have to believe, like, in the world of espionage and spiditude, that
Spiditude.
yeah, spinifery, that there's going to be a significant amount of those things,
Right. Yeah.
Those
So
spiniferous agents.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd also like to
they're
just
trained
point
in the
out-
art of spinifery.
I'd also just like to point out that when Scott said espionage, he had like a full new tick. It was espionage. Like it was.
Leave my Tourette's out of this.
He might be an undercover Russian asset. We don't know.
It's
I
my
mean,
trigger.
he's not going to be Russian.
It's my trigger word. No, definitely not.
Polish? I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. He's an undercover Polish agent who
Right.
married a Polish American. And has the never mind. The Sacred Heart Hospital. I don't know. I've watched more of Archer than I have of Sacred Heart, and I do think
Scrubs.
that they are incompetent in their jobs for the most part, while still somehow getting the jobs done.
You're talking about Archer, the people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in Sacred Heart, at least they are all actual like doctors and shit and nurses.
You can't tell me that Todd is a good surgeon.
I'm
Have
pretty
you ever received the Todd do a surgery?
No.
I'm pretty sure there's a brief scene at one point where like it is acknowledged that Todd is a good. I might have to look that up.
I feel like that would make sense for why they continue to keep him around, considering he's like a creepy.
Yeah, he's got to be doing something right in
You
order
know
to
what I
be
mean?
able to.
His bedside manner's terrible, so the rest of the shit's got to be pretty high end. Or else, why does he still have a job there? If that's the case, then Sacred Heart Hospital absolutely wins, because the HRT, they're keeping him around just to have tea.
Yeah, there's an episode. Oh, what a rough episode. The episode titled My Hero, which just from the name of it, I knew which one it was. It's the one where it's like the one that really humanizes Dr. Cox. But anyway, there's a point in that episode where it acknowledges that Todd, because he is so simple-minded, basically, he's actually a really skilled surgeon because he's able to just tone out distractions. Like he can be so singularly focused that it makes him a really strong surgeon. So that leans to his favor a little bit. But I think you're right in that not only the universe they're in, but the expectations of the job, it's not going to be unusual for somebody in the fine art of espionagerie to have to utilize.
Now, the espionagerie is the office. That's the name of the office. It's like the menagerie.
Yeah. And when there's a boardroom meeting, it's like an espionagerie à trois. That was hard to say. That hurt my brain. They like the outlandish things are going to be to some degree expected. In a hospital setting, I don't think anyone is expecting like the doctor to flash her boobs or
I am now.
I mean, I don't know what your doctor looks like, but no, thank you. Yeah, I think that like if we're putting ourselves in these universes, if I'm in the hospital and I'm listening to a story from HR, it's going to be, even though it's not as like extreme, it's not as outlandish. It doesn't fit the context of the scenario, so it makes the Sacred Heart stories feel more spicy. I guess that's a good question though, because the observer's perspective is important here. Am I also part of this universe, or am I just an outsider who's ran into a random HR person at the bar, and now I'm hearing about it? You know,
under normal circumstances, I would say that somebody in the espionagerie or spiniferous work fields would probably not be able to talk to anybody outside of those work fields about what they were doing under normal circumstances. But this is the agency, and they are utter buffoons at every aspect of their job. So I could absolutely imagine somebody just walking into a bar and their HR lead is shit-faced giving out all the tea.
okay. So so in our scenario, we are the three of us. We have gone out on a bracketology outing. Three
amigos.
Three amigos, thank you. Three amigos style. We have gone out for a bracketology outing, and we're sitting at a bar next to a random person who starts telling us stories from their HR job. Is that the picture we're painting for how we're deciding this?
I would be really weirded out if there was like a cartoon person.
That's
in the
literally what I was just
bar.
going to say. I would absolutely want to listen to their stories.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
immediately.
You got to use the
Excuse me.
imagination a little bit here, okay? I think in that context, right, then I'm not part of the world, so I'm not jaded by the fact that, like, oh, this is spy and espionage. Like, that's going to be more interesting to me. So I would
Yeah.
lean toward Archer and the agency then at that point. If that's the perspective and context we're bringing these stories, I think it's Archer.
But on the flip side of that, like in the medical industry, like you expect to hear if you were to get a peek behind the curtain of any espionage, spy world, you would expect to hear crazy stuff. But when you think about a hospital, you don't expect the kind of buffoonery that happens at Sacred Heart, especially to the level because they are dealing with literally people's lives, saving people's lives every day. So you would expect that ship to run a little tighter.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I think the craziness of the things that are going to happen in an espionagerie factory are going to be so much crazier that it outweighs the expectations of what would happen in a hospital.
You know what you never really see? I mean, I don't know this for sure, but it feels like
Purple
in
cows.
Cicadas.
What?
I see
What do you
cicadas.
mean
What are
you
you
never
talking
see
about?
cicadas? What the fuck are you going on about? In TV shows, there's a lot of doctors that go just to a bar and just get shit faced after they like perform a crazy surgery. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen that in the real life.
Well, I don't think they go around announcing that they're doctors either.
I have seen that, and I have had
Oh, really?
people say, yeah, in serving
Well, I guess
before.
you do work, at a
Yeah,
restaurant.
and yeah, I've had both ends of the spectrum. I've had not that long ago actually, I had a table. It was these two couples, slightly older couples, and I was taking orders and everything, and both of the ladies got cocktails, and then both of the gentlemen got like tea. And I was like, not joining in on the fun. And they're like, no, we have heart surgery in a couple hours. And I was like, oh, okay, like sure. And I walked off and I came back and I was like, just kind of laughed it off. And they're like, no, we're serious. We're heart surgeons. And they're like, we can't drink. Like we legitimately have to go leave here. Like they started telling me about it. They had to leave after dinner. It was like kind of a going away dinner they were doing with their wives because they had to leave and go to the hospital and get 8 hours of sleep, like observed in the hospital. And then the next morning they had surgery. So they couldn't drink. They had to have like their observed sleep time to like be able to validate. And then they had like an important heart surgery that they were working on the next day. So that was one end of it. But then I've definitely had people come in as well, like still in scrubs, not like covered in blood or anything, but like in scrubs after long days of shifts at the nearby urgent care or ER or whatever, and just like, there to drink and air out their grievances. So like I've seen both sides of that.
Have
I've never
you
worked in a
seen any
restaurant.
spiniferous agents come in to try to get a drink?
They'd be pretty shitty at their jobs if I knew that, though, wouldn't they?
Well,
I mean,
but it's Archer.
We're in a very military town, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know for sure. And if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
So are we saying the agency then?
My vote's going to go with the agency. I think, again, given the context of me being an outsider to both of these things, I would love to hear either story. And I would definitely be like, that really happened in a hospital. But like that, to hear the agency stories, I'd be like, that really happened in the world? Like that happened? Like that would be more surprising to me.
All right, the agency gets Scott's vote. Dan?
Yeah, I'm probably going with the agency too. Look, if it were TV show, I would say Scrubs is the superior TV show. But if it's the tea that I'm wanting to listen to the most, it's absolutely the agency. Like, tell me about the spy doing blow while on a bender and still somehow managing to save the world.
Have you ever seen any of those? Like where former CIA and FBI people like tell like stories on YouTube or whatever of like how they faked doing cocaine to blend in and like like undercover work. I think they're really interesting.
They're super interesting. All right, the agency sweeps. Then this does make me think. I don't know how we haven't thought of this. We should make a TV show that follows HR and their dealings with the crazy in like a conglomerate, like multimedia fucking company. Crazy things happen with random departments. You could do like a Monster of the Week type episode every week, where HR just has a different group that they're dealing with. That'd
Just
be interesting.
Investigating
so would
the
this be
weird
like an
things.
office style mockumentary?
I mean, you could do it that way.
Are you talking about like real stories? Like,
Oh, fuck that. No, we're talking about like making it good and funny.
Okay, yeah. So like they're just investigating weird, outlandish things like serial poopers who are going around clogging toilets in office buildings and things like that.
Yeah, or
Just totally outlandish things that probably wouldn't happen in real life.
It would never happen in real life. Or like the owner's son getting caught on a plane full of marijuana or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Just things that wouldn't happen in real life.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's an interesting concept.
Good concept.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Up next, Wonka Industries versus Vault International. I don't know why I went Russian on both of those.
I don't know either.
Wonka versus Vought.
I think these are both extremely interesting because on one hand you have a candy maker, right? And everything outside of that world seems pretty normal, except the fact that you have a really poor family that for some reason all sleeps in one bed.
Not all of them. Charlie has his own bed.
Yeah, just the grandparents.
But the grandfather that can't walk, that all of a sudden he hears he can tour a chocolate factory and
look,
can miraculously...
I am not going to allow any Grandpa Joe slander on this fucking podcast. All right, you calm down.
Well, hold on. Why not?
Because it's Grandpa Joe.
He's an asshole.
He's not an asshole. He's a grandpa.
He lies around in bed all day like a fucking bump on a log until all of a sudden an opportunity to go tour the factory comes up and all of his ailments go away.
Hey, mental illness is still illness.
Oh, it's all mental?
It could be. You don't know. You don't know Grandpa Joe because you're not giving him a chance. Anyway.
Outside of that weird aspect of this world, the rest of the world seems normal until you go into this chocolate factory where you expect to see, employees diligently working to create your favorite treats. But what you actually see is a list of small
fucking Wonderland
orange slaves.
Oh. Not slaves. Not slaves.
How are they paid? Is that confirmed?
There's an agreement. They have a visa.
Okay, indentured servitude.
I'm just saying they're not slaves.
Okay.
Indentured servitude is not better.
I'm not saying that it's indentured servitude. All I'm saying is that, look, the who doesn't want to hear about the Oompa Loompas and their weird... You got to hear this song they're coming up with today. It was crazy.
I would be much more interested to hear the details over this work agreement. They have visas to come to the country that they're in. So it's a work visa. They still aren't paid. God knows what their hours and working conditions are. How many of their little skeletons are in the bottom of that chocolate river?
Look, exactly. So all of that to be said, that the HR from Wonka is going to be wild.
I feel like their stories are going to be very one-dimensional. It's just every day it's going to be how many Oompa Loompas did they have to help bury that day?
No, because they're also going to talk about some of the crazy new inventions and shit. Plus, they're going to talk about like the crazy CEO owner of the whole thing and his penchant for
slavery. Oh, excuse me, indentured servitude.
I cannot. We'll fight you about Wonka.
I feel like, and I think Dan's got a point. Like, have you ever seen any of they're few and far between because Disney's keeping a tight lip on it. But have you ever seen like any of the pictures and videos of people quote unquote backstage at Disneyland and Disney World,
Oh yeah,
like in the
yeah.
tunnels and stuff? Those look like corporate warehouse dregs. You have these beautiful parks with intricacy and Disney magic and all that, and then you just go through one door and it's like you're in an empty airport hangar where it sucks all the happiness and joy out of it. That is definitely like that candy forest where everything is edible. Just on the other side of a door is the blandest, emptiest, fluorescently lit white hallway you've ever seen.
I don't know if that's
full
entirely
of chained up Oompa Loompas
that's incorrect.
who weren't meeting
It's
quota.
That's incorrect. You asshat. I think that realistically, you don't get those bland ass rooms because that's not who Wonka is. Like literally, HR is going to go to the bar and they're going to be like, dude, the owner of our company fucking milked a giraffe today. Like just snuck into the zoo and milked a giraffe.
And it was a bull giraffe. This is crazy. No,
It's not
okay.
funny. It's not funny.
But on the flip side of this, it's Vault International. So again, I don't know which one of you haven't seen The Boys. Scott, it's probably you.
That's me, yeah.
But they manufacture superheroes by abducting children and forcing them to have this compound injected into their body. And then whatever happens to them because the effects are kind of unpredictable. And then they get their golden boy, their top superhero. And his whole childhood is a series of torture and testing to make him seem like this perfect American superhero. And he is awful. And they compile their top 7 superheroes to be the face of the franchise. And they routinely kill people. And then this whole team has to go in and cover all of that up. And one of those guys, one of the 7, fucks sea life. I'm just saying, if you're going to talk about the inappropriate actions at Jurassic Park, you better also keep that same energy with the deep.
But I think there's a bit of a difference, though. Like, is the deep? It's hard there because with the Jurassic Park, right?
I'm sure the fish agree.
This is not the fish stick I signed up for. In order to, my wife gave me some feedback that maybe all the talk about the fucking was too much, but I don't know how to avoid it. So here we are. In order to fuck the dinosaur, you have to be inside the confines of your workplace of Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
The deep's not like in a workplace. Like I get that he's,
but he's a superhero, so realistically, wherever
so
he's
superheroes aren't allowed to have kinks now.
They're always on call. Like they're always on the job.
Are you fucking telling me that Wonder Woman doesn't like to be tied up with her lasso every now and then, and that's okay? Like that's all right. Don't kink shame the deep, Dan.
But
that would be terrible, using the lasso of truth during sex. Oh, this is just okay. This is just okay. Like that's not good.
Well, it's not good for her partner, but for her, I'm sure it's okay.
The honesty in the moment really does it for her.
It gets her to the crescendo.
Look, people are allowed to have their weird kinks.
I mean, I get it.
Now,
but bestiality, I don't think is ever okay.
Okay, now I'm back on Dan's side.
Now, I want to state that yes, bestiality is not okay. However, I'm 90% sure that the deep can get consent from the octopus.
Sure, that's fine. And if you heard from a crazy redneck that swore up and down that he got consent from the sheep, it wouldn't make it any better. I'm just saying, like the sheer amount of stuff that Vault International has to cover up, and HR is involved with that. And again, that's barely scratching the surface of the superhero orgies and all the crazy shit that goes on, the relentless drug use. The Vault International has to cover up so much stuff that I,
Is
I,
it is it so much that like getting the tea for that wouldn't be spicy? It would be terrifying though.
I mean, yes, but that's still, look, terrifying is a level of spice, right?
Whereas at Wonka's factory, HR has stories about the Oompa Loompas having to blindfold the golden goose to be able to like have sex in the river.
What?
Huh?
Wait, is the golden goose watching or an involuntary
It
participant?
wants to watch, and then they have to blindfold it.
It's a freaky goose.
Who also has kinks.
Yeah. So my question, again, as somebody who hasn't watched The Boys, I have a question here. Of all these things that you're talking about, all the killings and the aquatic intimacy, etc., how much of that is public knowledge in that universe?
None.
So
And they do a lot to keep it that way. The very first episode, the main character is standing with his girlfriend when A-Train, their like version of the Flash, is running because he's high on drugs and absolutely decimates the girlfriend's body. Like literally, she is a puff of pink mist and body
Except for her
parts.
hands, which he's still holding.
Yeah. Like he is holding her hands when she is decimated. And then it's like the rest of that episode is Vault International trying to spin the story like A-Train was saving the world and that was a tragic accident, trying to pay him off to keep him silent, trying to get him to sign an NDA so that he could never talk about it. It is incredibly detailed how far Vault International will go to keep these stories hidden because they are a publicly traded company and they have to keep that element of purity alive.
but the fact that she died is known.
Yes, the fact that she died is known, but the story they tell spins it as A-Train was saving the world, and this was just a necessary casualty or an unfortunate casualty of that effort. But in reality, he was just super high on drugs and fucking not able to control himself.
Is it known that the deep goes deep into... No, that's not known.
Not to people outside, because again, Vault International, like he got in trouble trying to save a dolphin that he had relationships with and got into a car crash, and the dolphin literally goes flying through the front of this.
He didn't have sex with that dolphin. That dolphin just wanted to be saved. He did have sex with other dolphins, though.
There's so much to unpack in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's trying to save the dolphin, which made sense to me because he's an aquatic superhero. But then you said car crash, and then you lost me there.
The dolphin was in the back seat, like in between, right? And then he gets in a car crash, and the dolphin goes through the windshield.
I mean, duh. Where the fuck else is the dolphin gonna sit?
Because you can't strap in a dolphin.
I feel like you could. Anyway, okay. All right. I just needed a little context. Again, I needed to know, what do I already know in these universes? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Wonka my vote.
I think, Dan, what about you?
Oh, my vote is Vault International. Look, crazy shit happens at Wonka, and I know that I have been joking a lot about the indentured servitude of those Oompa Loompas. I would love to hear more details about that, but I would be absolutely fascinated by Vault International.
You'd be scared shitless of Vault International.
Yes, but part of that is going to be fascination. Like, I would be enthralled listening to those stories.
Okay. I think this is very similar to our last conversation in that you have some extremes that come with the job. Archer and Vought International versus some weird things that happen in a seemingly innocent place, hospital and chocolate factory.
Except it's a magically innocent place.
It is. So that's the thing, is like a hospital, even a hospital being a quote unquote innocent place, it doesn't surprise me that things happen there, right? Like even in our real world,
Yeah.
your normal hospital is going to have some interesting stories. A candy factory in this universe, as fantastical and everything as it is painted as a very innocent place, like a very theme park, lighthearted level. And I do think that the Oompa Loompa aspect of it is going to create some, in the outlandishness of Wonka himself, is going to create some very interesting stories that would contrast what your expectations are based on the picture it paints. And so I do think it makes a stronger case in this debate than Sacred Heart did in the last one. All that being said, though, the Vought International stories are going to be very similar to the Archer ones, but with superpowers. And I don't know that I need to hear a whole lot more about the different holes you can penetrate in a dolphin, but the other stories that go along with it, I think, are going to be interesting as well. So I'm going to give my vote to Vought International, I think. It does not make me want to watch The Boys anymore. This conversation.
I would like to just... Vought International moves on. Dolphins are inherently horny creatures. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Still not okay to...
Not saying it's
Doodle.
okay to fuck the dolphin, but there have been many reports of dolphins trying to fuck people. So...
That dolphin was asking for it. You should have seen what it was wearing.
Nothing. It was naked. It was fucking naked.
Moving on. What do we got next, Dan? As he takes a sip of his Mountain Dew.
We have Jurassic Park, which a listener actually corrected us. It's not Jurassic Park, but I can't remember what it's actually called. But whatever that company is from Jurassic Park versus Gray Sloan Memorial from Gray's Anatomy, which is another word for dolphin. Get it because they're gray? No? Okay.
Oh, I was like, what part?
No, I didn't get it.
Look, fucking abounds in both of these.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like Jurassic Park has a lot more. If we're going with like us listening to the tea, I feel like Jurassic Park's going to be a hell of a lot more interesting to listen to the tea about than Gray Sloan Memorial. I think Gray Sloan Memorial has a lot more tea, but I think that Jurassic Park has the spicier of the tea. Just the simple fact of like,
dinosaurs?
What are they going to bring back next? Yeah, like what are they going to bring back? The giant sloth? Like what is?
But is HR going to be involved in that conversation? That's R&D. They're not going to know.
They might know. They've got to be involved in it all.
Yeah, HR would oversee incidents that happened in R&D, right?
Like
it's not like R&D is completely separated from the rest of the company. It is just a division of the company.
So like if there was an accident, like they're trying to bring back the 3-toed sloth and they accidentally bring back like the 3-dicked sloth, like that would be an HR conversation probably.
It would have to be. Yeah. Well, because especially what do they do with that
3-dicked sloth
once it's back?
They're
like, they're like, we can't put this on display, like we can't show this to kids.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. HR would be in that conversation, Is this appropriate for us to put on a poster?
Yeah, I think they're absolutely going to be involved in a lot of the R&D, especially when like, the fucking Dan-like guy comes in and is like, "Hey, there's a prehistoric sheep herder that we got to bring back."
I don't know why you got to be like that. It's not that he's got to be like that. It's pointing out that you're like that.
And they're going to be like, "Dan, why do you need a prehistoric sheep?" And he's like, "Don't ask questions."
There's something wrong with that guy. Okay. let's be realistic here.
Let's be realistic in a conversation about Jurassic Park's HR.
Do I think it's very obvious in the movie series that Dr. Hammond wanted to bring back the dinosaurs to have relations with them? Yes, I think it's very obvious. I think anyone who's watched the movie should pick up on that.
No. I have watched the movies. I did not pick up on that, but continue.
Do I think the rest of the staff feels that way? No, I don't think everyone's trying to have relations with the dinosaurs. I think some of them just want to, see the spectacle and the take the opportunity. It's like a giant zoo. It's basically just a giant zoo with one weirdo who likes to have relations with the animals.
It's the world's most dangerous heavy petting zoo.
Sure. Whereas I just don't know that it's going to have as much activity as what we've previously painted in the other episodes where we've discussed it so far. Whereas Gray Sloan, like, somebody getting their arm blown off is a normal fucking Tuesday for them.
That is something that we've talked about. Just the sheer amount of tragedy that those people have to deal with in what is outside of that hospital, a normal world. The sheer amount of terrible things that happen to that very small group of people is statistically impossible. I think
they leave statistically unrealistic, exceptionally exciting lives.
But that being said, to Matt's point, if we were at a bar and somebody from both of these worlds was just spilling all the tea, there's definitely one I'm going to gravitate towards.
And it's dinosaurs, bro.
But again, what is the Jurassic Park HR person going to bring to the table?
The fact that, one of the velociraptors killed the person that was feeding it. The fact that Chris Pratt is probably trying to train the velociraptors for sexual intercourse.
No, he's clearly trying to train the velociraptor for an insurrection.
Go blue.
January 6th with raptors.
It's Jurassic Park 6 is just J6.
Oh, the next coming soon from Michael Bay.
Now, dinosaurs, man, like fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah,
like I don't want to hear about that.
The HR at Jurassic Park is going to be like on the second floor of the atrium in a very normal looking corporate building layout, white wall, fluorescent lighting, brown desk, boring ass office. They're not out there in the field with the dinosaurs and all that stuff.
But they're getting reports, and I made this argument in a previous episode, and I'll make it again in this one. They also have all the crazy shit that just happens at theme parks that they have to deal with, that they're going to have, to discuss. So it's not like it's the dinosaurs are the draw, right? But the teens sneaking off into the ball ride to be able to, make out as they're being chased by Stegosaurus are also going to get time. That's what keeps you in.
Think about it. In our world, there are people that fall into animal enclosures at zoos and, terrible things happen to them. Rightfully so. I
was going to say, it's what they get if they're falling into the animal enclosure.
But it happens at zoos that are in our real world, and they make headlines, and there's big stories about it. Imagine that with dinosaurs. HR is absolutely going to be involved in that. And I would guarantee that they would have a division of HR at every single theme park that company has. You would have to.
But are their stories going to be more exciting than the events that happen at Gray Sloan Memorial? Or is it just ramped up because it's dinosaurs?
It's dinosaurs.
Okay.
I love dinosaurs. I'm going to go with Jurassic Park.
Scott, who you going with?
I think that given the context of it being Jurassic Park, I don't think your run-of-the-mill theme park HR stories are going to be as exciting as the things that happen at Gray Sloan. I think you sprinkle in a little bit of dinosaur on top, and it makes it slightly more exciting. But I mean, HR is not going to get involved with the things that Dr. Hammond's doing specifically. Um, I think my vote's going to go Gray Sloan. I think in the context of its universe, it's a little crazier.
Down to you, Dan. What is it? It's a
Scott, I see your argument. I hear your argument. I do not respect your argument. It's fucking dinosaurs. Jurassic Park gets the
look.
vote.
I had to like come out on top at some point here.
That's what Dr.
All right.
Hammond said when
Also-
he mounted that dinosaur too.
Also, I'm 90% sure we wouldn't even have Grey's Anatomy without Jurassic Park. So
Elaborate. You can't just come out swinging unprepared to defend.
So Jurassic Park. Hold on. I just wrote Jurassic Bark. So the Jurassic Park was written by Michael Crichton, the book, which was then
Right.
adapted, which was then adapted into the movie.
Correct.
He's also the creator of ER.
A
Michael
precursor.
Crichton?
I'm pretty sure.
A
He did
precursor.
a really good time traveler book too.
Oh shit! It might be a different Michael Crichton.
Yeah, I was
Really?
about to say.
That name?
Well, it's a different spelling. That's the only reason that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
No, it is the
crazy.
same guy. It is the same guy. It's different. It's same spelling. Either way,
Okay.
if he wouldn't have gotten famous for writing Jurassic Park, never would have created ER, which then no one would have liked the Doctor shows, and Grey's Anatomy wouldn't have gotten made. So honestly, it's his fault.
Okay. Jurassic
Our
Park
last
moves on.
matchup of the day. I knew I wasn't bullshitting. I knew that was correct. The Ministry of Magic from the Harry Potter versus the Men in Black from the Men in Black. We know the answer to this one immediately, right?
Do we?
Yeah, I don't think we do.
What?
Okay.
What?
You feel confident and passionate. Go ahead. What do you feel like is the immediate answer?
Fucking aliens.
Fucking wizards, though, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
but in the world, the wizards are all there. Like, Mr. Weasley bringing in a fucking cuckoo clock is just standard fare every week. Whereas in the Men of Black, there's a new race of aliens that show up every fucking week. That's crazy.
but
Like,
I think we need to set some parameters here to understand our voting. In the wizarding world of Harry Potter, if we were out at a bar listening to these HR stories, would we be wizards or would we be muggles completely unaware of the wizarding world?
so
Because I think that makes a huge difference.
I have yet to discover my magic powers.
Now,
Same.
I would like to point out, if we are muggles, which
Mhm.
is kind of a slur, if we are non-magical folk in that world, we're not
Yeah.
walking away from that conversation with any memories of that conversation.
Some wizard from HR just venting to a random stranger, just letting it all out, just getting it off their chest, the anxiety and the relief that comes with it, and then just forget it all.
I mean, honestly,
The same fucking thing would happen in Men in Black. They
That's
have the little
true.
things.
They do
but
have
if
that
we are
ability.
getting told about the aliens, you know what I mean? That means that they're bringing us into the inner circle, and then we just have to get them to. You can be Agent D.
No, it doesn't mean
I
that
am
at all.
always Agent D. I
Anyway.
feel gross saying that.
No, you're not getting brought in at all.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can
so
get
if we
memory
take-
wiped immediately. Both of these are capable of memory wipe.
Okay, so take the memory wipe off the table, right? The aliens are basically magic anyway. You know what I mean? Like there's a fucking talking pug. Like the technology they bring to the table alone, like the stuff that HR is going to have to talk about with that is going to be wild. Like I feel like comparatively the magical aspects is going to be pretty mundane because what is the Ministry of Magic going to divulge? What are they going to talk about? Like, hey, this guy accidentally flew apart when he tried to apparate, and we had to like go put him back together.
I mean, that's a pretty wild ass story.
Yeah, or this alien fucking landed here. It looked like a giant cockroach. It only enjoyed sugar. Took over fucking Vincent D'Onofrio's body, and then decided to go on a rampage to try to destroy the world. That's a lot more exciting. That's a whole ass movie. There's no whole ass movie about the Ministry of Magic.
There's.
I mean, I'm sure there is, but it would probably be a little Third Reichy.
Aren't
you
the
know?
no? Hold on. Aren't the
The Fantastical Beasts.
yeah?
That's about an author.
Hmm.
Like it
Hmm.
literally follows an author.
Hmm. And historically, authors in that universe fucking suck.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
We know of two of them.
We do.
Yeah, Lockhart and the guy that is followed in Fantastical Beasts.
Oh, I meant J.K. Rowling, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you
Also
meant
that-
in the actual universe, but yeah,
no,
fuck
just
J.K. Rowling.
associated with it. But yeah, I mean, you're right there too. Gilderoy Lockhart also does suck, and for that matter, the journalist lady, she's terrible too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and the woman that the Ministry of Magic put into Hogwarts.
Not an
was
I
author.
pretty
can't remember
terrible.
the pink
Dolores
lady.
Umbridge.
Umbridge,
Yeah,
yeah.
Umbridge.
Yep, she was pretty terrible too. Hmm. But then, I mean, taking that into consideration, you made that joke earlier that the Ministry of Magic's movies would be Third Reichish. Umbridge is kind of the verification of that. She embodies that quite a bit in those movies. Does that in any way, like putting it in that context? There's plenty of stories written about what those people did in the 1930s, 40s. You know, is that does that translate into the Ministry of Magic? Do they have those stories then?
I mean,
And do
I
we
would
even
have
want to hear them?
imagine.
I mean,
Like realistically, give me something that the HR in the Ministry of Magic would want to spill the tea about.
I mean, the cover up of Voldemort returning.
they did try to deny it for a long time. That's true.
Okay. Is that better than we have a talking pug? Like, what is spicier? To me, the talking pug's fucking weird, man. Let alone fucking all kinds of crazy aliens. Plus, fucking aliens.
I think I think where I struggle with it, and maybe you're making a point here. I think because of the limitless capabilities and possibility that comes with magic, it seems like the potential for it to be greater is there. But I think you make a point that like that doesn't necessarily mean it is. You know, like the HR within the ministry, they're probably still going to have the very same kind of mundane stories that any corporate HR or like a government HR might have, right? You're going to have the higher up that's, you know, banging his secretary behind his wife's back. The only difference is that he uses flu powder to get to her house. Like whereas the Men in Black, like just the sheer number of tentacles alone in some of the stories would be interesting.
You don't want to talk about fish fucking? I guarantee there's some fish fucking happening in the Men in Black because they're fish people.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Plus, Agent D.
It just sounds like something you need an ointment to take care of. I was exposed to Agent D.
You just see Dan whistling as he snaps down the sidewalk.
Everyone behind him starts. Okay. All right. So Matt, clear. I think you made your stance clear from the beginning. This was Men in Black for you.
Hell yeah.
Dan,
Banana bread at work, bro?
that again. Dan, have you been swayed at all?
Well, look, I think the Ministry of Magic probably has some correlations with our own government and some of the things that governments around the world have done that are not cool. But you have to imagine that the HR department for Men in Black probably has so many stories of how close the world came to ending. And that was something that they said in the first movie, that it's like an end of the world scenario, but to them it's like a Tuesday. So just the sheer amount of those stories that we could hear probably pushed Men in Black over the Ministry of Magic for me.
Yeah, again, and my initial gut reaction was to say Ministry of Magic because I think the potential is there, but I just don't know that they'd utilize it that way. I think it would just be the same stories we always hear, but a slight magical element to them. Like, I mean, they're probably using their wands in places we wouldn't normally think of, but is that exciting? Nah. I mean, who hasn't had a magic wand in their butt at some point, you know?
Imagine the HR from Men in Black. They come to you at the end of the day and they're like, man, some alien brought in some alien banana bread to work today, bro.
God damn you and that fucking banana bread. All right.
Fuck. Hell yeah. You got to see this banana, bro. This thing's huge.
It had space bananas in it, bro. I saw God. Anyway, I imagine space bananas get you real high. I don't know.
Hell yeah, they do.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Duh.
All right. Round 3 complete. We are down next week. We have the semifinals and the finals. We will see the agency from Archer versus Vought International from the boys. That's an interesting pair up. These are really good ones versus Jurassic Park and Men in Black. I like the way this is shaken out so far. This is going to make for some interesting conversation.
I think this is the longest round 3 episode we've ever had.
You know what's funny? I recently went through and just kind of like gathered some historical data about our recordings and our history and like average episode length and all that. And round 3s do typically tend to be pretty short episodes, just because we've repeated ourselves quite a bit by that point. This one, I think you might be right. I think we might be there. I think we're really invested in who's having intercourse with who. And I think it's led to longer conversations.
Dude, imagine.
Oh, here we go.
One of the aliens.
Bread
One of the
work, bro.
Space banana bread. Imagine one of the aliens from Men in Black having sex with a dinosaur.
Why? That's not part of that's not part of the debate at all. Why are we blending them now? Which side of the bracket is more interesting? No. Okay. All right. Anyway. Oh my gosh, ridiculous. As always, we question why you've listened. But appreciate it nonetheless. If you have any strong thoughts about anything we've said today, you should probably see a therapist. But if you can't afford mental health and care in America, then join the conversation. We're on social media instead. We're on the Facebooks, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. Those are really the main 4. We also have a Discord. Links are in our bios. Join the conversation in there. As mentioned, our listeners are always correcting the stupid things we say. So join the conversations. I want to thank Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell Music from our YouTube. Well, anyway, it's the song you hear. We've thanked him a bunch.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah, appreciate it. Has no idea that we're using this. We should like reach out on YouTube and be like, hey, by the way, we've credited you in almost 100 episodes now. Thanks. Can you believe we're almost to 100 episodes?
No.
100 episodes. The 100th episode is going to be a completely fuck-filled episode. That's all we're talking about.
No. We're currently recording episode number 96. It's just around the corner. We're gonna make a spectacle out of it. Speaking of things that are right around the corner, when we're done with this, everybody can smell it.
Everybody can smell the DE.
Oh no, no. After we finished this HRT bracket, what's coming up next? Exactly. We're not sure.
Unbracketed is going to be the next. So we're going to take a break from the bracket, and we're going to free ourselves, much like house elves giving socks, so that we can talk about things without.
What did you say?
Say that again. Much like what?
House elves that were
house
given
elves.
socks.
Oh. I just heard you say much like hasher frasher shocks, and I was like, what? Okay, anyway. Much like house elves that have been given socks, we're freeing ourselves.
We're freeing ourselves a
We're
little
only
bit
going to wear
talk.
socks.
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk about our random things, and we're gonna open up a little bit.
Yeah. The kind of free form fluidity that you hear now and in like cold opens and all that, we're just gonna make a couple episodes bringing that energy to the table. We're very special episodes, we're gonna call it. A variety of comedy, some real world things to talk about. So look forward to that, or not, I don't know. You do you. All right, I think that's an episode. Are we satisfied? Are we satisfied?
I mean, not yet.
Not as much as the Dolphins.
Oompa Loompa Scoopity Scoot. That doesn't even fucking rhyme with my name.
His name's Scoot.
I'm Scoot.
You can call me Agent M. Matt.
Eagle. I'm Dan.
Touch tips.
I don't want
Bye.
this to be a thing.